Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show, where we celebrate the power of words and the beauty of storytelling. Join us every week. We have conversations with authors and small business owners. We have exciting lineup of guests who will take us on a literary journey like no other. Join us as we delve into the world of authors and small business owners from diverse backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their own unique perspective and voice to the table. From thrilling memoirs to captivating fiction and business startups, our guests will share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human experience. Immerse yourself in the magic of words and discovery as we explore the global literary landscape together. So grab a cup of tea, cozy up by the fire, and join us on this adventure of a lifetime. The Hollis Chapman Show is your ticket to a world of imagination, inspiration, and enlightenment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with some of the most talented and compelling voices in literature today. Tune in and let the journey begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show. Happy Friday to everybody. I hope you had a good week. Okay, we want to finish strong today so you can bring a nice weekend. This is the last Friday of the month. Boy, it goes by fast, doesn't it? June's coming around. You know, this is funny. We're in Arizona, okay, and the weather people are just getting all excited because this weekend we may get rain. It has not rained in Arizona, the Maricopa County area, for over 150 years. So June is normally the driest month of the year for us. It's amazing. So everybody's all the weather people are all excited because we're supposed to get rain. Well, I'm excited too because I love to have it rain. I can sit in my patio and kind of watch it rain. Okay, kind of digressed there a little bit. Hey, welcome to the show. Okay, today we don't have a guest today, so we're going to talk a little business. We could talk a little what's real important for authors and small business owners. Monetizing. Okay, monetizing the podcast. Okay, and I say monetize the podcast, but it works both ways. If we're monetizing a podcast, we can do more things for our guests, our small business owners, authors. Okay, so it's very important to that. But it's tricky now. Let me give you a stat here. Podcasting, as of this month, 5.5 million podcasts. Let me say that again. 5.5 million podcasts out there in the world. But 0.7% of those podcasts are active. Isn't that amazing? Okay. So people, like I've seen, they sit there and know how easy it is to set up a podcast and create a podcast because all the technology out there lets you do it very easily with the technology. And they really don't have a plan. They do 2 shows, they do it for a month, and it's like, wow, this is a lot of work behind the scenes. And you don't have any traction, you don't have anybody listening, maybe not enough people listening, no downloads, so they go inactive. The Hollis Chapman Show, we've been around. We have our ups and downs too. We have tech problems, stuff like that, but we have a plan. I want to get in a position where people come to the Hollis Chapman Show to grow their business, sell more books. So I take the ups and downs with a grain of salt and keep on getting better so people can call us, email us, and say, hey, we have an author who wants to promote their book. Can they come on your show? We just had that yesterday because we have a potential guest coming on next month. She's coming in from UK. That's really cool. Okay, that's really cool. So have a game plan when you start your podcast. Okay, so like I mentioned, 5.5 million podcasts, 0.7 are active. But the listener base of podcasts right now, as of this month, 524 million. 524 million. The Hollis Chapman Show wants a piece of that. And whoever else wants to get a piece of that action. It's going to grow too. It's going to grow. Even though it's very noisy, even though there's a lot of podcasts being created weekly, daily, the listener base is going to grow. So that happens. What are you going to do? How are you going to monetize that? It's you got to get equipment. If you want to do it full time, you got to get paid for your services. What are you going to do? So we're going to try to go over some ideas like that, okay? So welcome everyone to our discussion in podcast monetization and expansion strategies. For authors and small business owners, podcasting has become a powerful tool. It really has. And right now it's everybody. Yeah, I got a podcast. Yeah, I got a podcast. All the big networks, all the TV people. It's a great thing because, again, a lot of shows, if you're a sports person, you see a lot of these sports shows, you can't watch it live, but maybe you can listen to the podcast on the way to your work, or you can be at the gym and listen to the podcast. So these networks realize that hey, they may not be able to listen to it when we're live, but they can listen to it at their convenience. So podcast is very important. It's not going anywhere. It's going to narrow down to people who are really serious about it and who can pull in some monetizations for their business, okay? So it's a powerful tool for content creators to reach a wider audience and generate revenue. So important. Today, we will explore the importance of advertising on podcasts. Advertising. Okay, so you heard our introduction music right there. Okay, the Hollis Chapman Show, da-da-da-da. Now, you can sit there and play that and then play an advertising spot. Yeah, we have a 30-minute show. So maybe you can advertise advertising at beginning, middle at the 15-minute mark, and then the 27-minute mark of a 30-minute show. And at 15 minutes, and I have the counter right in front of me, we're going to cut for a little music. And you can kind of add in an advertising spot there. And when I say cut to music, all our music that we use is from Podbean Live, and it's not copyrighted. You don't hear any words. That's very important. Do not use, if you're going to use music, go with no words and make sure it is not copyrighted. You will get you get banned, and Podbean has algorithms they can recognize too. So we only use the music that they provide. That's all we use. Okay, the introduction for the Hollis Chapman Show we created. It's all about the Hollis Chapman Show, so it doesn't use anybody else's name or information like that. So when you go live, you make sure if you're going to use something to turn on the music, you have permission to. Otherwise, Google, all of them will ban you quickly. Okay, so be careful of that. All right. So we explored the importance of advertising on podcasts. Very important there. Being featured on a guest on the importance of advertising on podcasts. Being featured on a guest as other podcasts and overall growth of podcast market. Okay, so as a podcaster host, and we've had plenty other people who have their own podcasts, but they try to get more exposure to a different group, different audience, they come on our show. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. So you can kind of switch back and forth. We have an audience over here. They have an audience over there. So we're kind of switching. Just like in TV where you see these CSIs. They sit there and mix a little bit. So this one CSI, all of a sudden you see that whole cast on the other CSI. So they're bringing that audience from one show to the other show just to grow the fan base. Do the same thing. Okay? So we send out little emails like we do when we don't have live guests. We send out to Sarah. Sarah is an expert in podcast monetization. She kind of gives us some information that we can share with you. Sarah is a founder of a successful podcast network that helps creators monetize their content through advertising partnerships. Okay, advertising partnerships. She has worked with numerous authors and small business owners to optimize their monetization strategies and increase revenue. So, Sarah, thank you for sending in some information, some tips to make sure you guys get on top of that. She's an expert. She's good at what she does, very good at what she does, and she's here to help us out. Discussion points: the benefits of advertising on podcasts for authors and small business owners. Okay, how to effectively monetize a podcast and attract potential sponsors. Now, it's hard. It's challenging because right now the simplest thing is what they're going to ask is how many downloads you get per episode. Okay, so you got to dig deep because there's so